Hello everyone, I just want to preface this by saying this isn't really going to be scripted or edited. There's going to be a cool trailer in a week on the 11th when I'm hopefully posting the demo live on Steam for you to play for my indie game Death and Tactics. Yes, it's in the making, it's getting close. Look at all these graphics, this animated toxic water, the skeleton new, and I just wanted to go over, what makes my project unique, why you should play it, because obviously, this is inspired by things. I cover strategy games on this channel. I obviously have a passion for them, but nobody likes a ripoff. So today, we're just gonna casually, not an official trailer, there's only so much you can convey in a trailer. So I'm just gonna say, hey, what makes my game unique, why is it cool? And then there's obviously gonna be a link to the Steam in the description, and you can wishlist it to play the demo when it comes out on the 11th. I'm posting this on the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. I'm sure you're enjoying your vacation days. Before we get into the gameplay mechanics, the real meat and potatoes, we obviously have to go over the aesthetic, because that's what you're seeing right now. This sort of takes place in a post-apocalyptic scenario, So you got, instead of your magic users, you have these guys that shoot chemicals at you. We can demonstrate that here again. A post-apocalyptic aesthetic. This is sort of a little guy who was created from radiation, and he rides around in his little car, and I got the expressions, by the way. Programmed that into the game. How do I get one where he's frowning? Yeah, there we go. So it changes, depending on the battle outcome. I programmed that into the game, because I like that. And, we got the nice little animation, whoop, we got lots of cool little stuff. We can do the mantle transfer. This is his unique thing, where, ooh, black hole, and they appear. I had to do a lot of work to get that effect where they transfer while the black hole's happening, but yeah, the aesthetic, and I can sort of use the post-apocalyptic scenario to do whatever I want, because think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? They do anything and everything in that show, because the excuse is, oh, the mutagen, oh, the mutagen. I mean, even the title of the show itself, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we have Pegasus in quotes here, because that's not a Pegasus the fantastical creature, because those aren't real. No, that's a mutated horse, so it's pretty much, I can do whatever I want with the scenario. So we got this winged mutant, we got this mutant, and, we have these robot guys, because there'll be a faction in the game with more advanced technology, sort of a robot spider, the Hugbot. These guys latch onto you and self-destruct and insta-kill you, so you want to stay out of their way. This drone, so we got a lot of unique stuff going on, so that's just the aesthetic piece of it, So let's get into the mechanics. So the main thing I sort of want to push forward in this game is the advancement of the permadeath mechanic, and I believe I've done that in a lot of ways. I want to make it right, so if you make a mistake, or a unit dies or something, then the game responds to that, and it's like, oh no, my best unit died, I'm screwed, I have to reset, I have to hit LR start on my Nintendo 3DS. No, that's not the game design approach I'm going for, because there are a lot of things that sort of allow you to keep playing, and I think that's good, because it allows you to get more immersed in the role-playing, because one of my favorite things when I'm playing like a role-playing game is if things happen in the party, how does this party member react, coming up with that mind. So the first and more primary mechanic is that if a friend or a loved one dies, then they get a rage boost. So let's do an example of that. So Misha and Martha, they're friends, so I'm going to do this, I'm going to hit the defeat unit button, because I'm the developer, ladies and gentlemen, I get special privileges. You won't be able to hit the defeat unit button in the game, only I can do this. So, oh no, Misha's dead, so oh no, that's so sad. This is a map I made specifically for the demo, by the way, because I made another demo 2 years ago, it wasn't good, because I rushed it, it was a very big learning experience. But this map is specifically crafted for the demo to teach people experiences and how to do that. So now, what's this? She has a lot of stat boosts, and this isn't even useful in combat. We'll get into that in a sec. So now, she's all stat boosted, because this is the rage skill, and that diminishes over time. So now it's everything +4, the next map it'll be everything +3, then +2, then it won't be there at all. So say, the intended purpose of this is, say, one of your star unit dies, and it's like, oh no, but then everyone they're friends with, then you can use them, so it's not like you have the problem where, your army is suddenly a lot worse off, right? So now look at how much damage I do to this guy. I just one-shot him. One-shot him straight up, I don't even gotta toy with it. Okay, so that's good. And that's the rage mechanic, but even still, there's more to it than that, and we'll go into that now, because it's not just a combat thing. For example, this is your little rapscallion thief named Thief. No, that's not a typo, not a typo. The canon explanation is, if you must know, is that his mother is very stupid, so that's why he's named that. But seriously, so let's say you go to steal this, and I can't. Why is that? Because steal is build-based, and our little thief here only has 5 build, and the alright sword weighs a whopping 9. But what if his friend were to become enraged? I mean, he would have come in rage. So that's Tank, they're besties. No, not me best mate. Yup, you got that. And now he's enraged. He has the build, and what's this? We can steal. We can steal the alright sword. Why is that? Oh, why is that? Because we had enough build, and now, if another unit were here, they would be able to attack that guy. And even, it goes even beyond that too. And again, there's weapon level. So that determines what weapons and items you can use. And what's this? I have a staff conveniently titled Warp, and it's weapon level 20 because it's super powerful. Well, let's do the reverse scenario this time. What if Martha were to be defeated? And now, oh look, she conveniently has 20 weapon level, which means we can have some fun here. Oh, what's this? We're teleporting, oh my goodness, and then we're gonna kill this guy? Oh my goodness, with the revolver. He has the revolver, he's gonna miss all these shots. Yep, because gun users are inaccurate when attacked. That's their weakness. They have a high range but low accuracy, especially when attacked. So it's fun stuff like that, ladies and gentlemen. So my main goal, my main purpose with the rage mechanic is, you know, in strategy games with permadeath mechanics, it's such an inconvenience when a unit dies, but it's like, no, I want your adventure to keep going, because one of the themes of the game is dealing with consequences, all that. So this game is really meant to be played without resets. You know, your adventure, anything can happen on your adventure, and each death is a new strategic opportunity. And of course, there, you know, the cases where you get really, really attached to the unit and you're like, oh no, I gotta reset for them. You know, for me, I'm sure my viewers know, it's a little white-haired mage I don't think I'm allowed to legally mention in a video, shilling my own game, but this is where I have a handy little number called the memento system. So if you train up a unit, I have a value where it increases their value, and the game knows as you use them a lot. So let's say this is Historia. Use Historia a lot. She's a deer mutant, by the way. A little bit of a hippie. She thinks magic is real. And, you know, we shoot her, and her kind of thing is she can move again after combat, and she has a lot of move, right? And oh, I've trained her so much, I love her skills, I love all the things she does, but oh no, she died because I'm the developer, and I say she can. The forest will morale. That, in the demo, they're doing like a play, they don't usually talk like that, so she's not a queen, it's just the scenario of the demo. Because again, I don't want to chuck people in the middle of an ongoing story, the demo story is more lighthearted. So yeah, they get rage, but oh, story left behind a memento, what's this? Oh, so now I don't lose her utility forever. I put in the effort, I brought her to a lot of battles. So now if I have this item, I have all these things I can do now. I can move again after combat too. So let's do this. This guy does 20 damage. And then I make my retreat, and then you can do trade chains too, so oop. I make my retreat. Oh wait, she was mounted. She could already do that. So with the memento system, I feel like that opens up a lot of things. And of course, there will be customization, like skill manuals. You know, you can still do normal stuff like that. But yeah, so again, I'm really trying to focus on immersion, because I think the lamest, most immersion-breaking thing is, oh, my unit died, I gotta activate the fucking whatever plot device of rewind, so I cannot do that. No, I really want player to get into the story, and the game to respond to the consequences of their actions, but to still have it be playable, to make it so the player's never out of hope or options. And then, of course, there's more chill stuff, like we have our cute little downtime chapters where the characters are free to converse, and oh, look, there's this, oh, now you're on my team, God bless America. However, there are also things that are unlocked by death, because again, I want you to keep going, I want you to sort of encourage that. So unfortunately, we have to pick on poor Historia again. Goodbye, my dear. And there are lots of scenarios like this in the demo. So then, oh, now, this NPC I literally put here to talk to this hog wild character, but now they can talk, and don't read that if you want to read it. And now he has the rally strength skill, because Historia, she's the kind of character that guides others, and now he learns from her, and it's a lesson. A lot of theming in the game. I know, I'm not gonna, the themes, the literary, you know, if you want to buy the game and play it, you can do that. But again, the free demo comes out next week. But, you know, there's other stuff you can do here, too. Again, I don't want, you know, there to be bench fodder. I want it to be so your entire party is always sort of in a usable state, depending on your actions. So there will be this guy that sort of trains up your other guys. He's Armstrong. He makes your arms strong. I'm very creative. Hell yeah, let's get you jacked, brother. So you give him some money, and he gives you EXP, and that's the deal, folks. So there's a lot to do in these downtown chapters. You can do the support conversations, you can do that, you can go to this little freak of nature shop. He's Eddie, don't mess with him. So Edward's Arms, and every chapter that is a downtime chapter, you can buy a lot of weapons that do different things. Like here's the Bandit Edge, and the Swift Lance, and the Moment, and the Spree Bow. This gives you can act again, Soul Stealing Gas. The Goo Gun, this decreases move. The Discombobulation Staff, this decreases weapon level. There are like a lot of weapons in this game. I think in the main build, not the demo build, I'm in more than 200, and I give them a lot of effects. There's some fun stuff like Tanya, the main character's preferred weapon. I'm pretty happy with the Lance of Prophecy. If she defeats an enemy, allies within 3 spaces will get speed +2 and move +1 for 1 turn, so I'm pretty happy about that. So that's pretty much what you do in downtime chapters. You converse. Oh, now how could I forget? Let's say there's a unit in your party you're not happy with. Let's say you get Tank, and you don't like Tank. His vibes are atrocious. You don't like him. He's a little stinky caveman, and he smells like doo-doo. There's Bile, this lovely little character. Very unsubtle with their skill theming here. And this character, she will stalk your army, and let's just say you can do a bit of an exchange here. She will stalk your army. Let's say someone happens to wander into Bile in a dark alley. You don't like this. I gotta put the portrait there before the demo goes up. Oops. Actually, no. I do have that in the demo repo. I think I'm in the main build right now, but whatever. Thy mortal flesh now enters the infinite void. When will the harvest end? Oh, they're gone. $3,000. Who knows what happened to them? But now you get more money, so now we can buy more epic weapons. Oh, I'm having so many weapons right now. Ooh, or I can buy more level ups. However, the big trade-off there is that their status is technically MIA, which means they won't be considered dead, which means if I just did that to Historia, these two would not be able to converse, so it's a trade-off. Do you want the money? Or do you want, to have the potential to perhaps unlock unique things later? So there's a lot that goes into it. There's a very strict economy, lots of things again, and I really want to preface this. I'm not trying to be hardcore here, like, your units are gonna die, you're gonna like it. No, that's not the vibe. I'm trying to make a game lots of people can enjoy. I just want it to be a seamless experience. You play through your adventure, you deal with the consequences of your actions naturally, without, fourth-party stuff like resetting, and you can, of course, reset if you want. I'm not going to tell you how to play a single-player game. These are just the vibes I'm going for. Even if you're not into the permadeath, there's a lot of cool stuff. I put a lot of effort into the writing, the characters' unique skills, and that you can enjoy even if you wanna, if you do want to reset. And let's go into that right now. Some unique skills I came up with. So of course I can't have you invested in the characters and everything. Well, obviously I can in the writing if they're not fun to use. So a lot of effort. If you lose someone, it's personal. So I really want you to feel a loss. I've been pretty cavalry or whatever. Half-hazard with it, like, ooh, they're gonna die, you're gonna like it, but no, I still want it to be impactful, like, you lost something unique, and a lot of characters have unique abilities to emphasize this, like, Enslave Foe's Soul, this little radioactive child, she can do that. That guy's your ally now. She's the only one who can do that. This guy, he can, like, teleport all around, move your units, move enemy units, boom. And he's the only one who can do that. This guy, he can go berserk. And, the screen shakes, oh, he's berserk now. His stats give a huge increase. So he's really hard to kill now, and he's pretty strong, right? But he will attack your allies. So there's a lot of stuff right there. I really want your strategies to be cool, and a lot of stuff for the player to work with. She moves again. She has a perf that lets her deal true damage. This guy can save your allies. There's a lot of stuff going on in this game. And I'm really proud of how all the characters turned out and how I've implemented their mechanics. And of course, they're also weapon types. I'll have to reset because this guy's berserk now, but ooh. So, even beyond your basic melee weapons, there is martial arts, which is, your debuff thing. This inflicts bleeding. This is his perk. And, let's do this. Miss, and then he'll leg sweep scroll me. Yep. So now this guy is bleeding, which will give him some damage at the start of the turn, and his defense is slightly decreased. And this martial artist leg swept scroll me. So now my speed is -7, so that's no good. And then we have the unique weapon type of the gun, the art of the gun, ladies and gentlemen. The revolver, they can shoot from an incredibly far distance, but as you saw when Tanya tagged that guy earlier, they're pretty inaccurate, So it's like, ooh, I'm not even going to kill this guy. Miss, ooh, miss. You can hit one of them, see? So they're, low risk, low reward type of weapon, that sort of thing. And again, they're all the unique PRF weapons, even beyond general stuff that Eddie and kill will give you throughout the game. So that, I think, right, and of course I put a lot of effort into map design. You know, there are all the unique enemy types I made, like the mutant. They move slowly, but if they get close to you and they're unkillable, 99% chance to survive an attack. But, you know, they're slow to move, and if they attack you, they give you a nasty debuff, but you can sort of evade them. You can do countermeasures like this, like the Staff of Broken Ankles. But ooh, now I wasted the staff use. Was that worth it? Who knows? There's this guy, who has very high move, can move again after combat, but he's weak, but he debuffs you. There's the drone, which fires from a distance. There's these guys that heal at the start of every turn, but their luck's pretty bad, and they have a unique weapon that ignores defense, but their strength stat is pretty weak. There's these guys, which give you a nasty debuff, but their legs, you can steal them, and their legs give them their movement. So you can steal them and make them immobile, and then there's these guys that latch onto you and self-destruct. Again, this is a map I made specifically for the demo. It's sort of a, they're doing a play, they're doing a show, so canonically these are all wooden dummies, but it's sort of an excuse for me to show you, hey, these are the cool mechanics in my game. Here's how they interact. Here's how they do things. And that's sort of the long and short of it, I guess. I have a demo come out in a week. I've sort of demonstrated to you some of the aspects that make my game unique. And I hope you do try the demo when it comes out and wishlist the game on Steam, because then you'll know when it comes out. And I'll be honest, it'll be about when it does come out fully, 10 or 15 bucks. You know, as you can see, I don't have in-combat animations. You know, I'm just one guy. I'm trying to get a house and stuff eventually. I can't pay for all that. So, but I hope that the gameplay and the story and the characters and the scenario shine through. And that's just a little bit of what makes my game unique, and I hope you enjoy, and are looking forward to the demo and stuff next week. Thank you.